Hi, Callum.
Hello, Sebastian.
Thanks for being here for the first Swiss Sponsorship Awards. Sportcal is a main broadcaster in the sports industry, and we would like to share with you about the topics we've been sharing today, such as sponsorship and sports business. Mm-hmm. And we know you deal with some data and content, and we'd like to have a big, overview about your main activities throughout the world.
Yes. Well, we are mainly online business. We have big databases on who sponsors sports, who holds the TV rights. Increasingly, we have information on bidding for and hosting major sports events. And we also have a daily news service, which I'm in charge of. So I'm writing every day and editing articles on these subjects.
Okay. And what about the sponsorship trends nowadays, I would say in Europe?
Yes.
And then maybe worldwide?
Yes.
What are your views on that? And you've been talking about the huge investment you're facing in 2012.
Yes.
What's going to happen in maybe 5 or 10 years in this specific sector?
Yeah, very difficult question to answer, I think. I mean, especially, we didn't really have time to talk about it today, but in view of the Eurozone crisis, I mean, Switzerland is perhaps a little bit insulated from that. It's a serious problem in Southern Europe, as you probably know. Events are being cancelled, sponsors are dropping out, and it's very hard to know without being an economist, and even if you were an economist, to know what's going to happen in the next 5 years. But certainly, I think the sponsorship market has hit a little bit of a roadblock, and it will be very interesting to see how and when it takes off again.
Yeah, right. And if we go back to the ROI issue, talking about sponsorship.
Yes.
What are your understanding of what's been been talking about this specific issue? Do you see the same kind of questions rising for your customer in terms of ROI measurements? Do you see it's a big deal or not? You can measure almost whatever you want.
I think clearly return on investment is increasingly important for sponsors, and the way in which that return on investment is measured is an ever more complex subject. A question I was going to ask you and other people on the panel, we didn't have time today, is when there seem to be as many different ways of measuring return on investment as there are agencies that measure it. How do you go about choosing a system? And it's not clear, I think, at the moment, beyond sort of simple metrics about the number of people that view an advertisement and so on. It's not clear what the best way of measuring it is, and I think that is an enduring problem for the sponsorship industry.
All right. So last question regarding the data and the content you deal with. What are the main questions your clients are asking for? What do they look for throughout your Sportcal magazine as a content?
Well, I think both online and in our quarterly magazine, they're looking for hard data about who paid what for what.
All right.
So on TV rights, the Premier League has just done a deal in USA for its rights for the next 3 years. It was worth, I think, $250 million. People want that kind of hard information. The same goes for sponsorship deals. Manchester United has just done a big sponsorship deal, a record-breaking one, Chevrolet.
Yeah.
People want to know what that deal was worth, what's included in that deal, how long it lasts, and to be able to compare that with other deals in the market.
Callum, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. Thanks.